August 12, 1942. 1:44 hours. The North Atlantic breathes like a sleeping beast-deep, slow, dangerous. I'm in the wireless cabin of the HMS Blackwood, headphones clamped tight, fingers numb from the damp chill that seeps through every seam of this ship. Outside, the sea is black, endless, indifferent. The convoy is silent 30 merchant vessels drifting like ghosts through the fog, their engines throttled to a whisper so the U-bots won't hear them coming. My logbook lies open. All channels monitored. No enemy contact. It's a lie we tell ourselves to sleep at night. Then a sound. Faint, off frequency. Not German. Not ours. It's a civilian distress call. In English. Mayday. Mayday? This is Life Raft 4 from HMS Pathfinder. 4 Serbabors injured. No water. Please. Anyone. My breath. Catch us. The Pathfinder was sunk 3 days ago. SS 94, all hands lost, the Admiralty said. No survivors expected. But someone is out there. Alive. I checked the bearing. 22 N48 W, right where the Pathfinder went down. The signal is weak, breaking up in the static. But the voice is unmistakable British. Young, desperate. We see your lights. Don't leave us. My hands freeze over the keys. I want to reply, to tell them we're coming. But I don't, because I remember the order issued after Laconia, reinforced after every fake distress call. Do not respond to unsolicited SOS from presumed lost vessels. Assume enemy deception. Maintain convoy integrity at all costs. It's not cruelty, it's survival. One rescue attempt could expose the entire convoy to a wolfpack ambush. 3,000 lives, 4-4. The math is brutal, and it's not mine to make. But as I listen to the voice crackle through the static, my mate's leg is gone. He's fading. Please. I feel something break inside me. Not my discipline, my certainty. I look at the door. The corridor is empty. The ship groans softly. A sound like grief. I reach for the intercom to the bridge. My finger hovers over the switch. Then I pull back. Instead, I open my private notebook, the one hidden beneath the spare Valzand right. SOS confirmed. HMS Pathfinder survivors. Coordinates 22 N48 W signal authentic. Voice matches. Known accent. Recommend immediate search. I know it will never reach the captain. Unauthorized entries don't make it to the bridge, but I have to bear witness. Somonimusta 201. The signal returns fainter. Now, we see your lights turning. Why are you going? Don't go. The raw panic in his voice claws at my chest. They've seen us. They think we're coming. And now, we're leaving. I press the key, ready to transmit a reply even, if it costs me my rank. But before I can, the door opens. Lieutenant Porter steps in, rain dripping from his cap. Anything, Ellis? I close the notebook. All quiet, sir. He nods, scans the official log. Doesn't look at me. Good. Keep it that way. We can't afford distractions. He leaves. The cabin feels colder. I return to the frequency. Silence. Then, minutes later, final burst. Barely audible. Tell my sister. I tried to. Then, ecstatic. Then, nothing. I sit there for a long time, headphones on, listening to the void. My hands are steady, but my soul isn't. Because I know what comes next. The standing order is clear. Proceed on course. Do not deviate. But as I stare at the coordinates scribbled in my notebook, I think of the boy on that raft maybe younger than me watching our lights fade into the fog, believing the Royal Navy abandoned him. And I wonder, what good is victory if we lose the right to call ourselves human? At 2:30, I go to the bridge, not with a notebook, not with a plea, just with a quiet certainty. Sir, I say to Captain Mallory, I intercepted a bearing anomaly near to 2N. Could be debris cold. B8, but it's off our starboard quarter. Mallory looks at Mirieli looks. He's been at sea since 1916. He knows what echo sounds like, and he knows I don't waste his time. He studies the chart. The convoy is ahead. Safe. For now. Then he says, so softly only I hear, take the Blackwood off course, 5 degrees starboard. 10-minute sweep with the search. If you see nothing, we return to formation. Understood. Yes, sir. No log entry. No, sir. I hurry back to the wireless cabin. Heart pounding. Not with fear. With hope. As the ship turns, I tune back to the frequency. Fingers trembling. This is HMS Blackwood. I transmit in the clear. Hold on. We're coming. There's no reply. Maybe he's gone. Maybe he didn't hear. But we're going anyway, because sometimes the most dangerous order isn't the one you disobey. It's the one you obey when your conscience screams otherwise. And that night, for the first time since I joined the Navy, I chose to listen to the wrong voice. The human one. The searchlight sliced through the fog like a blade. Rain fell in slanted sheets, blurring the edge of the world. I stood on the port deck, headphones still on, listening for any sound beyond the wind and waves. Below me, the sea churned black and endless. Somewhere out there, 4 men were clinging to a raft no bigger than a bed, praying for a miracle they'd been told not to expect. Then movement. A glint. A shape. Contact. Someone shouted. The Blackwood slowed. Boats were lowered. I watched from the rail as our crew pulled them aboard 3 men, half dead from exposure. One with a tourniquet made of rope around his thigh, another babbling about sharks. The 4th was gone washed overboard during the night, they said. His name was Davies, from Cardiff, 22 years old. One of the survivors looked up at me, eyes hollow but alive. You came, he whispered. I didn't say anything. What could I say? That we almost didn't. That orders told us to leave you. That your voice was almost lost in the static of war. Back in the wireless cabin, I burned my private notebook entry. Not because I was ashamed, but because some truths don't belong in files. They belong in silence. In action, we rejoined the convoy before dawn. No one asked questions. No report was filed. Officially, the Blackwood never left formation. Officially, the HMS Pathfinder had no survivors. But we knew, and that was enough. Weeks later, in Liverpool, I received a letter. No return address. Just a name. Private James Wilcox, 3rd Battalion, Royal Marines. He'd been the one with the tourniquet. He wrote, You gave us back our names. Before you came, we were just cargo lost at sea. After, we were men again. Thank you for seeing us. I kept that letter for 50 years. Never showed it to anyone. Not even my wife. Because the real thanks wasn't demine tutte. It belonged to Captain Mallory, who risked his command for 4 unknown sailors. It belonged to the crew who rode into the dark without knowing if it was a trap. It belonged to the boy on the raft, who kept transmitting even when hope was gone. And it belonged, strangely, to the Admiralty itself, for issuing an order so harsh it forced men to ask, what kind of victory is this, if it cost us our soul? In 1963, I visited the Commonwealth War Graves Cemetery in Portsmouth. I found the name Ordinary Seaman Ellis Davies, HMS Pathfinder, died August 9, 1942, RJ 22 beneath it. Someone had left a small, stone-smooth, gray, sea-worn. I placed my own beside it. Years later, my granddaughter asked why I never talked about the war. Because the important parts, I said, weren't in the battles. They were in the moments no one saw. She didn't understand then, but last year she became a naval historian. She found the declassified log of the Blackwood, page 47, August 12, 1942. Minor course correction for debris sweep. No findings. She called me, voice trembling. Granddad, they lied. No, I said. They chose mercy over paperwork. There's a difference. Now, I tell this story because the world needs to hear it, not as propaganda, not as heroism, but as a quiet reminder. The war wasn't won by those who followed every order, but by those who knew when to break them for the sake of something greater. We were ordered to ignore them, but we didn't, and in that choice small, secret, undocumented the war revealed its true face, not in fire and steel, but in a life raft in the dark, and a ship that turned back. If this story made you question what you thought you knew about duty, about silence, about the invisible line between obedience and humanity, then do me a favor. Share it. Speak their names. Keep the light on. Because the ocean forgets, but we must not. Sometimes, the bravest thing a navy can do isn't to fight. It's to stop sailing past. And sometimes, the most powerful signal isn't sent through wires. It's sent through silence. And answered anyway,